As scientists and the American public grow increasingly concerned about greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, lawmakers and industry leaders find themselves at an inflection point. In this moment, where challenge meets the opportunity for action, technological breakthroughs and new greener industries calls for decarbonizing transportation and sustainable, smarter infrastructure are on the rise.
What is a real living highway? What is a sustainable highway? What is a restorative highway? And this is something that we will be working on for quite a while. So we looked at this highway system and thought we can apply technologies that will absolutely change the world.
By 2030 in this country, we may have as many as 20 million electric vehicles on our roads. One of the things you notice about our interstate and our highway system is all of the empty land along the roadsides. We can use that land to generate clean energy, and then we can use that energy to power EV vehicles and EV trucks.
Transportation now contributes more greenhouse gases to our atmosphere than any other sector in the U.S., and it has never been more dangerous. More Americans died in car crashes during the COVID-19 pandemic than in any of the previous 13 years. Researchers, policymakers, and practitioners are working tirelessly to design a transportation system that is not only cleaner, but also smarter and safer.
Connected and self-driving cars really are the next disruption in the transportation industry. We believe the technology can reduce serious injuries and fatalities by up to 80 to 90%.
We have to act now because we have the technology. We just have to figure out how to get it into the transportation sector. From a safety perspective, autonomous and connected vehicles will prevent crashes. The moment is now for us to use technology to reduce carbon coming from vehicles in the transportation sector.
The Ray is on a mission to reimagine how we view highways in a way that's more responsive to the climate, more regenerative to the environment, and more capable of generating economic opportunity. Guided by the belief in zero death, zero carbon, and zero waste transportation. Through their research and projects on the real highway, they are American pioneers building the infrastructure solutions that will save lives, reduce and draw down carbon, support smart cars and new mobility, and eliminate waste. The Ray Highway is not just cleaner and safer, it is a more resilient highway.
The Ray is leading the country on introducing advanced technologies and techniques focused on sustainability, safety, and mobility on public highways across the country. The partnership between Georgia DOT and the Ray organization has introduced a 1 megawatt solar array on interstate right-of-way along the Ray Highway.
Ray Anderson was my father. He was just a very smart businessman. In 2011, we lost our father, Ray, to cancer. When Ray passed away, our family really wanted to honor him, and we were able to put the Ray C. Anderson Memorial Highway right there on our interstate system. But I knew I couldn't leave the highway like it was. I literally had a spear in the chest moment. I have just put my dad's name on a dirty highway. I knew I had to move and do something different and move quickly. We ended up working with the College of Architecture at Georgia Tech. Our zero carbon, zero waste, zero death is the front to everything that we're working on. So you can have a dangerous highway. So how do we make that road smarter as cars get smarter?
The technology we need to create green highways and smarter infrastructure is already here. Now it's time to build it. Now expanding to over a dozen states, the Ray is ready to do just that. With advanced research and innovative technologies, we are paving the way to a safer and more prosperous future for us all.
We're seeing multiple trends play out in the transportation sector. One, the introduction of automation into vehicles. Two, the introduction of connectivity into vehicles and the whole notion of a vehicle talking directly to the infrastructure and vice versa. Three, we're seeing a shift towards electric vehicles away from the traditional internal combustion engine driven vehicles. And 4, we're seeing the introduction of unmanned aerial systems into the transportation sector, utilizing that technology to respond to incidents to understand what's happening in real time.
The RAY will be working with the federal government and state governments to make sure that we have a lot of clean energy available right there at the roads to power EV charging stations, hydrogen fuel production, and also to power lanes that allow you to charge your electric vehicle while you're driving.
Want to get involved with the RAY today? Suggest an innovative idea, support our work with a monthly contribution, tell your community leaders about us, or join us on the RAY Highway for a tour.